What's up guys, welcome back to Fancy Goldfish Fanatics. Today we have an absolutely stunning fancy goldfish tank on the channel, so make sure you stay tuned to find out more. Hey Fanatics family, welcome back. As always, check out those links in the description and make sure you're following us on Instagram. Today we have an absolutely stunning planted fancy goldfish aquarium on the channel, which was submitted by one of our subscribers. Now this fancy goldfish aquarium has a huge range of plants, and it is unlike any fancy goldfish I've seen before. It's got so many plants in it. It looks absolutely stunning. It is such an amazing tank, and it just goes to show you how you can keep your plants with fancy goldfish. So without further ado, I'm going to get the videos up on the screen now. We're going to check out this tank. We're going to look at the filters, the tank itself, some of the plants, some of the fish, etc. So hopefully you can enjoy it. If you do have any questions, please leave them down below. Without further ado, let's check out this stunning aquarium. As you can see, here is the planted fancy goldfish tank. Absolutely stunning tank, got some absolutely amazing fancy goldfish in it, and as you can see, so many plants. So the tank is 125 gallons, and the owner of it keeps it at around 74 degrees Fahrenheit. There are two Fluval FX4 filters filtering this tank, and they've also got the sponge covers on the inlets as well, and there is also two Zis moving bed filters. Now there are also two big sponge filters that are powered by power heads, and this apparently helps to keep lots of detritus on the bottom, because I can really imagine having so many plants in a system like this is just going to end up with loads of detritus build up. So having those sponge filters with the power heads helps to keep all of that detritus and dirt off the bottom, and obviously when you've got the fancy goldfish rooting around in those plants, that is also going to help. Now the lighting system is a 4-foot hugger or Hygger light system that covers the tank, and that is providing all of the light to the plants. You may also be wondering what substrate is being used, and the substrate is actually formulated of black blasting sand. Now I know this is quite common in America and Canada, but in the UK we don't tend to use this kind of substrate, but the black blasting sand is really cheap, and I believe they use it for sandblasting things and removing paint from things, so it's quite a cheap alternative to buying aquarium sand, much cheaper. And the owner has said that they use this sand because they noticed that it helps the plant's roots get in between it and root within that substrate. They've also used lots of root tabs apparently, because lots of these plants are heavy root feeders, and that having the root tabs in there helps to give the plants enough nutrients and fertilizers for them to grow. Now the owner has told me that they use no fertilizer or CO2 in this tank, which is very, very impressive. Often you'll see tanks heavily planted like this, generally in the aquascape world, where they don't have fancy goldfish and you just generally have small community fish. But having no fertilizer and no CO2 is an absolutely amazing technique on this tank. I can't believe there is no use of these fertilizers or CO2, and it just goes to show you that on a low-tech system you can still have a heavily planted tank, and obviously the goldfish aren't ripping all of these plants up. Now I feel having a huge amount of plants and also having plants that don't taste very nice to goldfish, like Anubias, Java Fern, Bucephalandra or Bucephalandra, also help, as these are hardy plants as well, and they generally don't have heavy demands, unlike some of the finer plants and some of the plants that require a lot more light and a CO2 system. Now there are 9 different types of Cryptocoryne plants. There are 4 different types of Amazon swords, 2 types of Vallisneria, and also lots of Java moss. Now the tank is actually currently 2 years old, and I feel like it's got really good plant growth for 2 years old. You can see that obviously this does work as a system. If this system was maybe a few months old, you may be thinking, well, over time those goldfish might rip out those plants or destroy the system. But having the tank for 2 years, it certainly shows that you can have an absolutely amazing planted fancy goldfish system. Now the owner has also informed me that they do a 30% water change once a week, which I would say is potentially on the small side for fancy goldfish. However, this tank has 0 nitrates. That's right, 0 ppm of nitrates. Now I assume they're just doing that water change to help prevent any buildup of toxins or pheromones that build up in the water, or reduce the way that they grow, or reduce the speed that they grow at. And having that water change as well does help to remove lots of DOCs, which are also known as dissolved organic carbons, which can build up within the water and also inhibit the growth of the fish. But having 0 ppm of nitrates in a goldfish tank is absolutely unheard of. Most people, even with planted tanks, even with veggie filters, still cannot achieve 0 ppm in nitrate. So these goldfish must be absolutely loving life, and they must be having an absolutely great time in that tank with such little nutrients. Often keepers or hobbyists are doing 50 to 100% water change once, twice a week to help maintain the super low levels and get their fish to grow as big as possible. But having 0 ppm nitrates is absolutely unheard of and absolutely amazing. Now, most of these fancy goldfish have actually been taken in. Either they've had a deformity, or they were unwanted, or they had a problem, and the owner has actually collected these over time and brought them together into this absolutely stunning collection of different varieties, which is absolutely awesome. Looks like we've got some Ranchu, Aranda, Fantails, a Blackmore as well potentially, and it's really nice to see that this owner has taken them from hobbyists and fish shops or fish stores and given them a really nice home, an amazing place for them to live out their goldfish lives. Now, thank you so much for submitting this video of your tank. I absolutely love it. I absolutely love the use of plants, the pothos on top, and also the emerged and submerged aquatic vegetation. It looks absolutely great, and it's an absolutely brilliant tank. Having 0 nutrients is really good for the fancy goldfish, and just by looking at them on the video today, you can see that they are absolutely superb condition, and they are so healthy. They've got lots of filtration as well. It would be interesting to know what's in the FX6s, whether you've just got some sponges and a bit of biomedia, or whether you've pimped those, maybe added some biohome or some slightly higher quality filter media, maybe like the new Fluval biomedia as well. That would be quite interesting. But judging by the fact that there's 0 nitrates even after 2 years is very impressive. So I'm sure these goldfish have an absolutely great life in this tank. I'm so happy that I can show it to you, and I really appreciate the submission. If you guys want to submit your tanks, you're more than welcome to. You can leave a little comment down below, or feel free to email me as well and ask about it, and we can put your tank or setup into a video just like this one in our tank tour series, or we can also put it into the Rate My Tank series. Now, sorry, the video today wasn't our normal layout where we have it in full landscape mode. So quite a lot of the videos, or the majority of the video, was in portrait mode, but I thought it was quite interesting to do something a little bit different with the layout. Do you like me doing the tank tours like this, where we've got the video at the side and me next to it, or would you still prefer to have it in that landscape mode and me up in the corner of the video? Let me know down below what you think. Also, feel free to have any questions, leave those down below, and I'm sure the owner or the subscriber will come along and hopefully answer them for you. Otherwise, I will try my best to. But that is it of the video footage that we've been supplied. Absolutely love this tank once again. Amazing to see the different diversification we can have. Similar to me having my completely bare tank with the lily in the bottom, and having complete flip side where we've got all of these plants, all of these Amazon swords, Vallisneria, Crips, Java moss, and just a really nice natural looking tank. But that is it for the footage, as I mentioned, so I'm just going to wrap up the video now. Thank you so much once again for the videos. Absolutely loved the fish and absolutely loved the tank. Hope you enjoyed this episode. I thought it was awesome to see the different varieties of fancies that were kept in this tank, and the huge array of plants as well. Absolutely amazing tank. Thank you so much for the submission. If you want to have your tank or fish featured on the channel, just like this video today, you can leave a little comment down below, or feel free to email me, fancygoldfishfanatics@gmail.com, and I'll do my best to get your system on the channel. But that is it for today's video. If you do have any questions, please leave them down below. As always, thank you all for watching. Remember to keep those water changes up, and happy fish keeping.